right, well, good night, everybody. This is Busy in Music, and I'm Ellie G.
And this is Sneaks by the Way, CEO by the Way Entertainment, and Ellie's co-host. I'm glad you guys are here. We got a good friend with us. If you didn't know, his name is...
What's going on, y'all? Louie LaRue, Orange County in the building. What's happening?
Exactly.
I brought with me my...
So if you didn't know, now you know.
And Louie, who you got with you?
I brought my bro from Long Beach, Rillos.
What's the deal? What's the deal? It's King Rillo, young guy, East Side, Long Beach in the house. You know what's up?
I'm so sorry, my my microphone was off this whole time.
Let's start it over,
No,
right?
girls, I can barely hear myself.
Start that over, girl.
Salud. I'm
Salud,
sorry,
cheers.
salud.
Cheers. Good beginnings. Proud of you.
Cheers. That's what I'm talking about.
Get it here.
Get it in
What
there
are we
right.
doing,
Anyways.
guys?
Louie, thank you so much for being our first guest. We really appreciate it. As you see, we're off to a bit of a rough start. But,
we're doing good.
thank you for vibing with us. Thank you for being here.
No doubt.
What have you been up to?
Making music, man. Making music. We were doing some shows. We had things going. COVID-19 affected everyone in every industry, including you, me, and the rest of us. Just making music, staying creative. Was on the couch too long. Got with my boy Rillo, said let's hit the studio. He motivated me to get back in it, and we're knocking videos, we're knocking songs out. We got new work on the way, and just staying consistent.
All right, so for those that don't know, can you just let us know, what are you? In general, what do you describe yourself as?
I'm a businessman. I put up money to make money. I am interested in the future of young artists. Me and my boy Spooks started For the People Entertainment to build a platform for young artists to be under bigger artists, and for the medium artist, the guy that's not signed yet but already cracking, to give him a platform in Orange County at the moment. That's where we're doing our stuff to shine and just to work with. I'm steady in the industry, steady meeting new people, and steady building relations.
That's awesome. And you are an artist though, right?
Yes, definitely an artist. It's a passion hobby. It's either I spend the bread on this or I spend it on a hot rod. But I'm an old head that loves hip hop, and I do it to speak my truth and for some testimonial and therapeutic purposes. I'm not in competition with nobody. I'm just having some fun.
So what kind of hot rod would you have right now?
Probably like an old Chevelle, 64 Continental convertible, something beefy, something metal, something.
With as much as you spent on music and on the music industry, how many hot rods do you think you would have?
I'd have one fire ass hot rod. I'll tell you that. Like, and bells and whistles. The shit would jump for sure.
So as an artist, what do you describe your music as? What's your style? What's kind of like what kind of person is gonna be like? Hey, I love Close the Room.
I'm West Coast to the death of me. My vibe is truth. I don't mumble rap. I don't talk about shit that I don't do. It's just not who I am. So and I'm not a big money, cars, and bitches type of dude either. Like most of my music, you're gonna relate to if you've been through what I've been through. If you can relate to my story, and that's the principle of my music is to keep it 100. Like the day I go south on that, I should probably just leave it alone.
All right.
We all looking at us like we watching everybody. A couple bottles.
He do it quiet, so you know what I'm saying. So it's not distracting, but it didn't work though. Everybody still was like.
But it was. I feel like Louie was like repositioning. Like
No, I'm like, what's we doing? Yeah, no.
I'm in the camera now. Hold on.
We a bottle or two in. Smoke some wacky tobacco, like Pops would say. I mean, we have some fun. We're chilling.
But I want to go a little more into your music.
Please.
What is the purpose behind it? Do you feel like you just kind of do it like when you're going through something, or do you think it's something more so like you have your happy tracks too?
Mm-hmm.
So like what?
I didn't start putting music down on wax, like actually recording anything till like later in life. 29 years old. I'm not Eminem, but I say like Eminem, like later. Not he popped later, but he was into it before me. I had to go figure out life. I had to go do some time. I had to go, work on me. And then at the end of it, somehow music came in the picture, and I grasped to it, and it's like, you know, some people, like I said, like not a high, it's a passion, it's definitely a passion, but it's the only thing that I do outside of my 9 to 5. Like, you know, I love my girl, I love my family, I'm grounded, but that's the only, music is the only outlet I have besides just being a regular ass dude. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying I'm anything extraordinary, but when I do this music and when I'm on stage and when I get these people fucking with me, that's the vibe I feel. I feel extraordinary. So it's just it's just something I just can't leave alone for some goddamn reason. But
No, I love that though, because you hear from a lot of artists actually that exact same thing. Like the biggest thing for them is how they vibe out with the audience and how they make people happy and how they feel like a connection with them through their music.
Totally.
So for you to just be describing like, look, this is what I feel and this is what I love and this is what I want to do, like that's amazing. I would love to do that for the rest of my life. You know, if I could rap.
I'm just glad I have it. I'm just glad it's on my own terms. I'm just glad that I don't rely on it for an income. I don't rely on it for a lifestyle. It's on my own terms. When I'm pressing it, now that I'm pressing it a little harder, I'm getting what I'm putting in. I'm putting money up, I'm putting time up, I'm putting real effort into making better and quality music, more relatable music, because that's what it all is. Like, you want to see how you can touch somebody else, how you can affect somebody with your music. It's nothing without that. Like, that's the whole objective of music, is to be affected by it. That's why people gravitate towards it. So that's where my game plan is now. Like, I'm not doing it just to do it. Like, if it's halfway okay or whatever, then nah, fuck it. Let's scratch it. Whatever. We spent a couple hours in the studio. We spent some money on some shit. Fuck it. Let's scratch it. Let's do something great. Everything we do, let's make sure it's great, or let's not do it at all.
I like how you said you switched it up and put your passion into it, and I can actually tell that by the new single that you just released. That video that you dropped, it came along with the passion that you have in it. Let the people know the name of it.
It's No Games. Produced by Hudson Made It, co-written by Rillos. He's a big influence in it.
Shout out Rillos.
Yeah, so
and that's on every platform right now.
It's on every platform. YouTube. We're almost at 5K in views.
Nice.
You were at 5.1 last time I checked.
That's cool. Yeah. So like I'm grateful. That's just been out.
5 days.
It's been 5 days, five racks, man, and this is a baby push, man. This ain't shit to the bigger picture, but to me, it's everything. Like, you're talking about a guy that literally just wakes up and says, "Fuck it, let's do some music." You know.
And so this is busy in music. You know, we're gonna talk about the business side of it. We're gonna compare that to his last video that's been out like what 5 months already.
Yeah.
The Light Up.
I love that song.
Not
Light Up.
The one that you have.
The one we just dropped before that was Energy.
No, the one that you have with Eric Woods.
Like this.
Like
this. You know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That one's at 2.3K. Now it's been out about 2 months. So for you to have a song and come back right after that and drop and hit that 5K, that means people are paying attention, and that means that the effort that you put into it is actually working.
Shout out Eric Woods. Shout out Eric Woods. I did not promote that at all. I ain't gonna front, because I just wasn't happy with the outcome of the video.
Oh, I wasn't saying that in a negative light.
I'm saying like, shout out Woods. Like, usually you do collab with somebody on the song and you're gonna go hard to promote it to make it be what it could be. But I just wasn't happy with the turnout of the video, guys. No names, no hate, all love. But like, if I'm not into it, and I think it's like, I wouldn't put a track out if I thought it was garbage, you know. And I ain't saying it's garbage, but it wasn't what I was expecting. So, and I'm not gonna put my stamp on it if it ain't. So, but shout out Eric Woods.
Like you said, you be here to tell the truth, so I like that you're honest about that.
Yes, sir.
Shout out Eric Woods.
1000%.
And I want to argue that just because I like the song, like regardless of the video,
Love
I
the
think
song.
that the song was actually great. I love the vocals by what's her name? She did the.
Louie?
Is she allowed to be mentioned?
Yeah, no. I couldn't. My bad. I couldn't think of her name. Yeah, Louie. Yeah, that's it. I just couldn't. No, it's all good. It's all good. I just personally, the video threw me off. Where I was like, yeah, I'm gonna have to write that one off for now. That's all. Because that's where I'm headed. I'm headed in people seeing more than just the song. I wanted to see it. I wanted to see the vision of it and feel how I'm feeling with it.
Well, with that, we came new with passion, and that passion showed in this new video that you just dropped. You drove through your city. You drove up and put up your peoples in a drop top.
Yep.
And now all white that your homies was clowning you for, and you delivered, and you get that passion. And I'm glad that you did that. Not only that, but you had the homies back there to support you. So shout out to the homies.
Hey, shout out all my Usos. Shout out Rillo. Shout out Paul. Shout out Spooks. Shout out, by the way, Entertainment. He was in my last video, last few. He was in the bunk one and a dope one with Tyler Cronin. Like, I even told him about this one. Every time I do a video, I be telling him, like, hey, man, pull up if you can.
Man, where were we?
No, the No Games. I told you to pull up. I said I got a video cracking this day. I told you. Hey, man,
See, but was it during the Rona?
we in the Rona,
still
baby.
We're towards the.
Are we? We
still in this.
But
we throwing shows for the next year.
The thing about it is we fuck with you, and not only after we fuck with you, we can sanitize after you leave.
So
we can do that. But the video with other people that live in other households, pulling up to the one household to
y'all have children. I respect the fuck out of that.
and we take care of our older people.
Exactly. Y'all have way more than I have going on at home. I got a puppy and a girl. You know what I'm
I got
saying?
a puppy and a
You said
girl. Shout out to the puppy. What's your
Shout out to
dog
my
name?
puppy Chance. You know what I'm saying?
What kind of dog is it? We love dogs.
I know, but he's more of my girl's dog. If we're gonna talk about what he is, you know what I'm saying? Little poodle Pomeranian, man. You know what I'm saying? That's my girl's dog. I'm gonna put that out. Shout out Haley.
Do you walk it?
Hell yes, my dog. You know
Oh my God, so you just out here. The little Pomeranian.
Yeah.
Hey, he out here walking the Pomeranian.
Walking the palm, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's a real thing.
I like that. No, I like that. That's dedication, okay? That's love.
That's-
That's like buying your girl tampons.
I'm down.
Every day.
It ain't nothing.
Oh man, I had to do that before. It was low key uncomfortable.
It's a
but I was
conversation
down.
piece.
He is literally like, as he's saying, like, oh yeah, I've had to do that before. It's like in the last decade that we've been together, like probably once.
Hey, it was still uncomfortable. I remember it was memorable. Okay,
Did you buy the good ones?
I was at that
Did you buy the good ones?
I don't even know.
That's dramatic.
It matters, bro. It's like getting Charmin.
You can't
It's
buy
like
it without being on
Charmin
the
right now.
phone with them anyways.
What?
You can't buy it without being on the phone with your girl anyway, so you know you buying what you need. Because you know you can't buy... If you buy it without her being on the phone, you probably...
No.
No, not at all. His logic is if I'm getting it for you, you better not complain. If you are going to complain, you better go get it yourself. That's his logic.
I
It's
asked
like
ahead of time before.
a double like pad that
if I
looks
had
like a
to
diaper that
choose-
goes from your belly button to your ass.
Hold on,
crack.
let's pause. So I am Snicks by the way, and this is my wife, Ellie. So you guys haven't caught on to that yet. So this
My
is
bad.
where
Yeah, we
this
should
is
probably
coming
explain
from.
that point.
we not just regular friends, and I'm out here getting her pads at least once a year. We just want to clear that up.
Decade.
That's a good friend.
I done did
Right.
that with some girls. You know what I'm saying?
So, yeah. I mean,
You know what's
Alright,
funny?
guys.
I have had a friend buy me pads before
Yeah, it's not
and did
wrong.
a way better job.
Dang.
Damn, so and there's
He
your
got the
answer.
wings.
And there's your answer. I did not get the good
You got the
ones.
wings.
In his defense, like he used to shop for his mom, so that I don't know if that helps or.
But
no
anywho.
names, it's fine.
How long you been doing music, Louie? We didn't say
I
that
know.
part.
I'm going on 5 years.
5 years, and you said in the conversation you said that you came to doing music at the end of your
And in my
end, but you didn't
20s.
say at the end of what. Was that the end of your term that you did, or was that at the end of finding yourself?
No, yeah, it was after my term. I did a little thing in Folsom. Came home in 2013 and didn't still fuck with music till like 2015. 2015. So about 5 years, man. Like I met somebody at a casino that produced music, and we would smoke in the car, and he'd be like, "Hey, listen to this beat," and I start freestyling. And he's like, "Bro, you ain't even whack. Like you should do something." And I'm like, "Hey, maybe you're right. Maybe I should." So it was very, very casual, being casual until as of late. This last 2 years, really gave me a different push. Like me and Rillo have been a long way. We done Observatory sold out. We done Novo sold out. I mean, we opening up for people, but I'm just saying these crowds, like we rocking them. We've been rocking them, and it's been nothing but good vibes, nothing but positive reciprocation between us and the fans, and building fans and building relations in this industry. Different entertainment companies, different gigs. Last year, as somebody who just does it for fun, I was on stage 33 times last year. You know, like
For someone that are for fun, you dudes are out here talking about something y'all working and y'all didn't even get
Right.
10 shows last year.
Hey, look,
Suck it up.
I know this ain't really my interview.
No,
I ain't
wait,
trying to take
hold
over.
on. Because he keeps mentioning him Rillo, and for the people that's out there listening, he probably had a short hello in the beginning. You probably didn't catch it. So Rillo is in the room with us, and we're gonna let him speak really
Alright,
quick.
what's up? I appreciate it. I'm trying to let my nigga say his piece, What's the deal, everybody? It's Rillo, Long Beach native. Louie, Look, I've been doing this shit a lot longer. You feel me? I've been doing this shit at least 12 years, right? And
that's a good amount of time.
out of yeah, you know, out of all the time I've been doing this shit, you know what I'm saying? Like I've been, you know, I've been here, I've been signed, I've been screwed over, I've died, you know, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I've seen all sides. You know, it takes time, it takes time, it takes
That
time.
means you got some stuff to tell us because
Right.
this is busy in music, and the busy stands for the business part. We just busy in it, so we can talk
Business
about our
is where everybody
stories.
likes
so
it,
let us
bro.
know some because the
Business-
fuck over part is what these people need to know about because they don't know about
Yeah.
bad business. They just hear about the good. 'Cause
Yeah,
artists
I'm gonna
too shy
tell you.
of it.
I'm gonna just tell you real on some real quick shit, bro. Never be too excited about nothing. This just sounds kind of like it might sound like kind of like meek or cold, my nigga, but like on some real facts, bro. Especially in this industry, don't ever get too motherfucking excited about nothing until that shit actually has passed and happened, or you have complete ownership of your own. If you're doing it for yourself, or you and your peoples have put it on yourself. If you're going through another party, if you're having some help with this and that, you know what I'm saying, you don't really own that yet. And I know that's the biggest thing in the industry, you know what I'm saying, whether people want to hear it or not, it's like they prey on motherfuckers wanting some shit, right? It only take a little bit of words and a baby fake promise for me to get you somewhere. If I say I got this and I got that and I'm gonna get you here and all I show you is a piece of that, well, most likely you're gonna follow me for a minute. You know what I'm saying? And that's the mistake I've made in my careers back in the day, you know? Just assuming people have my right interest in mind. But they don't. You know, you gotta do it yourself, bro. Always. And that's one of the things I fuck with Louie is because Louie is an independent ass nigga and he's one of the most consistent niggas I know on this shit. I know people that's working as long as I have or longer and don't be as consistent or don't put the work in and the money behind themselves and keep the team on and keep it with their team, this and that. You know what I'm saying? That's just big facts.
And I agree with that because we've been around and we've seen some stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's like as soon as someone get offered something and they get into that room and they boxed out the people that they was building with,
Yep.
and they inside that room and those people get to talking to them like, hey, we can give you this, but we got this that can help you do this.
Yeah.
So you have to leave them alone. They can be like, what? I've been broke for so long.
It sounds nice. Everything sounds real nice, even when it don't even really be that. You know what I'm saying? You don't read in betweens. You don't know. You know, and
But as
you know,
someone who's been through that, what made you say yes? Because nobody like twisted your arm. You know, obviously you were free to say no. What made you like?
oh, when it's just like it's literally that. You know what I'm saying? My mama struggled. You know what I'm saying? Like my father struggles. You know what I'm saying?
So
They
they
separate.
advanced?
They not together. They two separate people in separate worlds that I still worry about. Even though I'm their child, you know what I'm saying? They worry about a nigga like me because you know I've been locked up and this and that. But you know what I'm saying? I'm grown now. You know what I'm saying? So I worry about y'all. I need to handle some things. I gotta take care of woo. You know, when you hear certain things and you see shit and they bring you around these people and you do this and that and all of a sudden your numbers go up the next week out of here and this and that, you're like, oh, this motherfucker can actually give me something to help me out enough to where I can help my people where I want to. And that alone will blind you in thinking, you know what I'm saying? You gotta sit
But
back and
you
really
saw
think.
results.
I saw results.
So that's the thing. Like
I
that's what
did.
hooked you. Because a lot
But
of
see,
people
that was short term. You know, long term, I got fucked over. So the results weren't as good as results as we thought they were. They weren't really results. They were just more middle of the graph.
There was
results.
There was numbers that escalated more higher than previously
Right.
achieved, and then when the money was supposed to be achieved, that didn't come in.
Right.
What are numbers with not a taste of? If you put a million something and you got something coming, if you didn't even get a taste, then what was it all worth?
Yeah, that part.
Yeah.
Like, it was worth the experience, I guess.
Hey, yo, the experience was always that.
And
Always
sometimes that
lit.
experience isn't worth it, guys.
You know what I'm saying? It taught me a lot more than I learned in. I've learned more in like, let's say about a year's time of doing this. And then I have in like 5-6 years of doing it independent or without any management or anything else. And it was a fucked up lesson, but it was a good lesson at the same time. You know
Well,
what I'm
that
saying?
brings a good question. What do you guys feel about teams? And this is for both of you.
Teams
so like
are
teams as far as
essential.
your management, your publicist, your booking agent, etc. Like, what do you feel about that?
Are you guys know
Essential.
they're important?
COVID-19, my niggas. Teams are essential.
And just difficult. Just, in between the lines, if you haven't made it, like if you're in between that realm of like getting off the curb and popping, there's a lot of in between hate. It's a little loud, yeah. There's a lot. Okay, cool. There's a lot of hate. Man. Like You got some weirdo individuals in the process of you being creative, and really that's all it is. Me being creative. I don't know why. I can't tell you the rhyme or reason, but in the process of being creative and me being vulnerable and putting myself out there, there are fucking snakes in the grass.
Weird ass people.
And it's cool. Like, I ain't tripping. Like, I'm grown. I got 20-year friends. I don't need you. It's all good. But why? Like, why?
I'm gonna tell you something like this. These 20-year friends is the ones you gotta watch as well.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
When it comes into play,
Yeah.
things get tricky.
Ooh, buddy.
Because as much as I want to say, like, obviously you want to give back to the people that helped you out. You want to give back to people you grew up with and everything. But at the same time, you have to realize that you need professionals at a certain point.
Oh.
So there's a lot of people that are like, you know what? Well, my homie, I've known him since we were 5. He's my manager because I trust him. And it's like, that's great. You can trust him, but that doesn't mean that he has studied business, that he has studied in any way the music industry. And is going to know how to move you around here. Exactly.
There's no value.
I've seen homie managers lose people checks.
Yeah.
Or like lose deals altogether. So it's like, I think that's where it kind of crosses back and forth. What do you feel about that?
A team is something that everybody has a position. That's a team, right? Regardless, in any sense. So you can't play a position that you don't know how to play, regardless. So even if you my homie, you know what I'm saying, a loose term that everybody likes to throw around for the past 5 years that obviously don't know what the fuck it means. But if you my day one, my nigga, you know what I'm saying, or real day one, no, not these fake ass ones. Y'all be just throwing that term on. You know, in your best interest and my best interest is not just to give you the job, but to put you in the position to understand it and actually be able to do it before just giving it to you. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, that's me.
it's the whole thing from like giving somebody a fish or teaching them to fish. I could just give you my job, my nigga, or the job, or I could put you in the position to understand how that shit works before you get in and guarantee you position once you get to where you're supposed to be with it.
That's funny because
But put it in that.
I just posted a quote on Twitter that stated the same shit because we offered the opportunity to someone and they didn't take it. So I took to myself to put a parable on Twitter that stated it's a couple of people around me that asked for water, but instead I chose to give them, lead them to the water instead of giving them the cup.
Yeah.
But once we got to the water, they chose not to drink.
Yeah.
And I don't know why.
That's not on me though.
And it's a real question. I really don't know why, because if you're really that hungry, you're really that thirsty,
You gonna drink?
how come once we got, you should have been even more thirsty once we
Jumped
got
in, right? Should have jumped in.
And that happens so much though, because I think like a lot of artists will sit here and they'll be like, hey, I want to work with you. Hey, I want to work with you. Hey, I want to work with you. And they'll blow up your DM, or they'll sit here and be like, if they have your number, blow up your number or whatever the case. Hey, I want to work. And then when you go, okay, look, fine, do this for me. Get this and this and this set up, and I'll make sure that you're hooked up with this. And they can't even do that.
Not even that. You know how I just get through a lot of that. I'm just a bunch of these random ass DMs you get in IG and shit.
Uh-huh.
And I'm sure you know this, Lou. Every time you drop a new video, you get
all the bitches, all the bitches. All the bitches. Shout out my girl Haley. I tell them all, hug you. I'm like, all the bitches.
They can hear you.
My bad, bitches.
Champagne.
Everyone perfectly.
All right,
shout out Champagne.
Shout out Champagne.
All the bitches.
Anyway,
Haley, he got you.
Shout out Haley.
He didn't want none of those bitches, if that is not clear.
If she hears this, she gonna be laughing.
You gotta
she
chill
knows I
out.
said that on purpose.
You
Like,
gotta chill out,
that
because you
shit.
wanna get me in trouble with your girl. Cause I'm the nigga that you always with. She's like, what you doing? You with really these bitches around?
Oh,
like,
Bill
said, ooh, you know what I'm saying? It's fucked up.
For one, I am the only female around, and I am married to this guy again. We reviewed it at the beginning of the.
Yep. Happily
Yeah.
married.
Don't worry, we got proof.
look,
We got proof,
yeah.
y'all. Bless up. No, but look, on some real shit. Look, funny thing is, on the whole DM thing, on some real shit, like people, one way I weed this out, you know what I'm saying, is people be like, oh, I want to do a track, or here's this or that, like, yo, check out my shit, or how much you charge, or whatever. There's literally like two random shits, and I'll say, one is like, oh, I holla at my manager. Like, you know what I'm saying? Even if I don't have a manager. You know, I'm like, holla at my manager, and I give him one of my good homies or somebody's number to just see if they gonna actually try to go through the channel even, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? If that nigga don't even get hit up, well, it wasn't that worth it, one. And then two, I tell him like, yo, I'm charging this much a verse. And if I don't get a response, you hit that scene. They leave you on red scene, but they don't respond. Obviously, it was too much, or even if it wasn't too much, they're not gonna actually try to work towards that. It's not worth it, or they're not gonna invest in themselves. It's just simple as that, bro.
Look, for all artists,
if you think anybody that's bigger than you is gonna work with you for free, just
let me cut in real quick. For all artists to ask how much, have your fucking budget right already. Like, if you asking how much,
thank you.
It's too much. So when you ask how much, make sure you bread ready. Make sure
you heard that. If you gotta ask, you can't afford it.
No, not that. No, but if you do ask, just come correct.
Tell me, I got this much to work with,
and say run it.
Exactly.
And say run it.
Yo, I'm here.
Exactly. If a guy says 1,000, counter. Ain't nothing wrong with a counter.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, that's true.
But don't waste nobody's time, because that person will never talk to you again.
I don't got no money, but you can use my EBT card for a month. All right, well, we can talk.
Gang. That's filet mignon all month. Filet mignon.
Rappers
might give you a verse.
Take the offer.
Might give you a verse.
EBT.
You know what I'm saying?
For the entire 30 days.
You know what I'm saying? For the whole month. But you don't need, like, what I mean is for the whole month is I go to the store one time and spend your month's worth. You feel me? So it's just really a day's transaction, baby. And I have the verse till you same night.
A month.
I'm a real one, you know what I'm saying?
On that same note, though, what about when you're at a show and they don't want to pay the damn cover?
Oh,
can I give you $5?
I can't stand that.
Unless you buy the way entertainment or media or some other
or got offered
or have done have put in, like, you gotta have like everybody says, like, you gotta have a play, man. You gotta have a reason to be there. And if you ain't got to play, then yeah, you gotta pay, bro. Yeah, like straight up, like we all in it. Like if you ain't here to support, you're hurting me. So support all your friends, support every motherfucker in your life that's trying to do something a little extraordinary, a little out of the ordinary, some outside the box, because that motherfucker might be the next billionaire, and then you're gonna be left in the dust when you didn't support in the first place.
Even Tiger was a weird ass nigga from the valley, and he from the valley, you know what I'm saying? But you might not support it then, but look at him now, even though he's still trash. My fault.
Calling out names.
We keep
Tiger. What's happening, cuz?
Oh shit.
Yeah. Since we got to the avenue of the shows you do and you allow people to do first.
Oh, I know.
So
hold on. The artist. Now the businessman.
Hey, what's happening?
There we go.
What's that? My name's Louie. You don't know what to do. I keep it true.
Bro, you taking that back like a henny shot, little boy.
Let's talk. I'm feeling good.
Yeah, Louie,
so as a businessman.
You on the business side as well.
Yes, sir.
When was For the People established?
My friend Spooks Myron had a friend who owned a venue, and reached out. The friend reached out and said, "Hey, use me, my man. Like, we've known each other for years. I got this venue. I'm trying to get more people here, trying to get bigger crowds here, and I would love for you to be a part of it and use me to make some money and to build something." And my Uso hit me up and said, "You're the only one I know who could probably have the hustle enough to do so." So it was a lane I never even thought of. I happen to rap sometimes, and it turned into me doing big productions, like 300, 400, 500 people at shows, and really proud of it. I mean, we did 8 shows in a year, and out of 8, we won off of 7. We made money off of 7 shows, and we put up bread. I'm talking thousands, racks, not tens of thousands, but we put up racks, and we didn't take a loss for the year, for the fiscal. We won. So
for the fiscal.
So hey man, straight up. No, for the fiscal year, yeah.
Hey, word of the day, fiscal.
You know what though? Because I think I know which one you lost on, and I think that even with those that you lost on, like, I think the connection and the networking that you made off of those shows was definitely worth it.
Yeah, I'll never lose face. You've done nothing
but like rising stars. So
I'll never lose face. That was a learning process. My partner involved with me had reached out and really pushed this guy to do it, and I didn't think he was ready, and they not always are. The fans are not always there just yet, and it's a process. But he's now verified. He's already had his Power 106 interview. He's doing big features with a lot of big people. He's making